quietly, the 49ers have just gotten a bunch of good news. A wave of good news has fallen upon the 49ers, and I'm always amazed by what the 49ers have managed to accomplish despite everything else seeming to go against them. The narratives don't line up because the Niners continue to win games, and some of the stuff that just came out is just unbelievable. I can't wait to talk about it. Hit subscribe if you're looking for 49ers content like this. Appreciate you guys so much for hitting that button. Really does help me out with the algo and all that good stuff. But let's jump straight into it, starting with what has impressed you most this season. We're now about halfway through the season. We're very close to halfway through the season. I guess you have to wait till halfway through the game if you want to go that direction, but whatever. What's your midpoint of the season feeling right now on the 49ers in terms of what has impressed you about them? Is it resilience? Is it player personnel? Is it guys like Mac Jones who have stepped up and have been way more valuable than you thought you needed them to be at the start of the season? What has impressed you most? I threw Mac Jones on there because that's a guy that really, if you told me before the season, this player's going to go off, this player's going to go off, the Niners are going to be good at this, or the Niners are going to be good at that, all of those things would have been believable to me. The things that some of them we're going to talk about in this video. But Mac Jones is the one that probably caught me off guard the most. Not because I didn't believe Mac Jones could be good under Kyle Shanahan. I, of course, believed that was the case because we saw what happened with Sam Darnold when he left working with Kyle Shanahan and working with Brock Purdy. There's a benefit there. So you get it. He comes to QB school. He gets out of there, and he's got this huge, extra strength coming from the 49ers. So I believed, of course, that Mac Jones was a better backup, for example, than we had last year. But you got to give the guy some massive credit. We're seeing incredible football out of Mac Jones, not all the time, but significantly more than I would have anticipated at the beginning of the season. So I want to give the guy back a big shout out. How about a wild statistic? Let's start with this one, because the thing about corners, and you know this, you guys, I'm not going to hate on the Denver Broncos today because I'm speaking loud enough because I have a loud voice. My wife can hear me right now, and I don't want to get cause any tension in the family, all right? But if you told me Pat Surtain would be a top 5 corner in the league, I'd be like, yeah, okay. Not surprised by it. Not only because Pat Surtain's a great player, but because Pat Surtain is playing for a guy who's a proven defensive coordinator, he's also playing for a team, that has a fantastic defensive line. Top 10 defensive line at times. Last season, they were a top 5 defensive line. So I believe heavily in the Denver Broncos defensive line. You add to that, they brought in Dre Greenlaw. Granted, he's only played like one game. So, that's a wash. But they have a great linebacker core in general. And they have Hufanga, who came in, who's been contributing for the team, and he's been playing a lot. So, from a 49ers perspective even, I'm looking at him like, yeah, I get it. I'm not totally surprised to see he's doing well. But Deommodore Lenoir, who I believe very heavily in, and I feel like most of the NFL has been sleeping on this guy for a long time, per Next Gen Stats' newest, what do they call it? Coverage responsibility model, they're ranking the league's best lockdown corners based purely on the numbers, and your Deommodore Lenoir is top 5 on that list, along with Trent McDuffie, Pat Surtain, Quinyon Mitchell. Deommodore Lenoir, the guy that people even thought that the 49ers overpaid for him last year when they extended him in the middle of the season in brilliant fashion. No. Deommodore Lenoir has not had help from the defensive line. Deommodore Lenoir has not had help from the linebacker core, at least not recently. Deommodore Lenoir has not had help from the safety play. And yet Demo has managed somehow, against all the odds, to be a top 5 corner in the National Football League right now. You have got to give the guy some massive credit. Here's a guy who went from playing multiple positions last year because he had to being a standalone cornerback this year, and he has been playing. I feel like just from watching the eye test, I would not have put him as a top 5. Not because I don't think he's playing well. He is playing well. But I'm also seeing him he's getting targeted at times. He's dealing with a team that's struggling, and we're seeing big plays happening. Like, I would have thought, if he said top 10, I'd be like, yeah, 100%. I don't know if I would have said top 5. He's got injuries. He's got penalties to his name. And he's had a couple bad games. Oh, yeah, okay, bad's a strong word. He's had a couple iffy games, okay, overall. But Demo, man, he's killing it. I'm so stoked for him. Here's what they had to say about him. Quick pause in the video for a message from this video's sponsor, which I'm stinking proud to tell you is Chomps. A while back, my wife bought me some Chomps. I'd never had it before and absolutely loved them. I got hooked on them immediately. 0 grams of sugar, 10 grams of protein, 100 calories, grass-fed beef. They come in a variety of flavors. The turkey's really good, too. I met someone yesterday who absolutely swears by the jalapeno. So there's something out there for everybody. Go give it a try. They're perfect on-the-go snacks for me. It's my favorite thing to bring to work. Sometimes I just eat them with my lunch. Sometimes I have them as a snack, and I absolutely love them. And as I've told you before, it's crazy to me because I did not like beef sticks growing up, and these things made me believers. If you click the link in my description and use my promo code, my friends over at Chomps are happy to knock off 15% off your entire order. You can throw them in your gym bag. You can throw them in your car. You can throw them in your backpack like I do, or you can just leave them in your desk at work. They're fantastic. I strongly encourage you to give them a try. Lenoir crafted his hyena nickname to stand out as unique among NFL peers, but contrary to his moniker, he has quietly dominated receivers with effective play. This season, he has allowed the second fewest yards per coverage snap among cornerbacks with 100-plus coverage snaps and has spent the 7th most time in tight coverage, 109.3 seconds. On 10 targets beyond 16 air yards, Lenoir has not allowed a single completion on 10 targets beyond 16 air yards. We keep going. His 11.6% target rate this season is the 12th lowest among 104 cornerbacks with 100-plus coverage snaps, a stark change from 2024 when his 18.4% target rate well exceeded the position average. Lenoir frequently played the nickel position that season. However, since the start of 2024, Lenoir has allowed only 1 touchdown on 124 targets. No other cornerback targeted 120-plus times has allowed fewer than 4 scores in that span, and his 5.6 yards per target is also the fewest among the high-volume group. This is the thing I'm telling you. This team, they're going to have some bad games like they just did against the Houston Texans. I'm sorry. There's too many rookies on this team. There are too many injuries on this team to key players for them to not have some bad games. But you have to take your hat off for what some of these players have been able to, what all of these players have been able to accomplish given the circumstances. Deommodore Lenoir is no exception. Another non-exception, despite all of the odds. This stat gets better somehow. I don't know how it's possible because they just had a horrible game against the Houston Texans. And despite all of that, look where your San Francisco 49ers stand on third down conversion. Still top 3 in the league on third down conversion on offense. Now on defense, they're middle of the pack, which I'll give them credit for even being middle of the pack. But they were not stopping third downs against the Texans this weekend. Not good enough. But the San Francisco 49ers have managed to have an incredible third down conversion despite everything working against them. Very similar, in fact, to the way that the defense has had to survive that Deommodore Lenoir has played without great play from several of his teammates. You've got a 49ers offense converting on third down better than the vast majority of the NFL, despite having really bad offensive line play at times, despite having basically no run game for the vast majority of the season minus 1 game, despite having to throw the ball to a bunch of guys that most NFL fans have never heard of. The 49ers have managed to do all of this without George Kittle for the majority of the season, without Ricky Pearsall for half the season. The 49ers have managed to convert on third down better than the rest of the NFL bar 2, despite all of the odds against them. And I know you could make the argument in the previous year because 49ers fans will remember the great days of recency when the 49ers explosive play rate made up for a lot, where their yak attack made up for a lot. But no, they're not great on third down because they are not getting to third down. Their explosive play rate right now for the 49ers, 29th in the NFL. This offense is moving the ball one play at a time. They are moving the ball every single drive. They are grinding for every yard, and they're finding ways to convert on third down. Shanahan masterclass in play calling for the majority of the season. How have the 49ers managed to be this successful with a backup quarterback, without their main starting tight end, without their starting wide receiver, without a strong running game? How have the 49ers managed to do this? This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about all this. As always, we're 3 days away from the New York Giants taking on your San Francisco 49ers. Cannot wait to see the 49ers get back to winning ways, turn those narratives around that have been so negative this week because of the Texans' loss. There's going to be better footage to talk about. I'm just saying that. I don't know it to be true 100%. Obviously, I can't predict the future, but I believe it to be true. I'm banking on it being true. I'm hoping it's going to be true because that was a rough game. I'm feeling optimistic about the 49ers' chances against the New York Giants. I think they're going to be able to run the ball again like they were supposed to be able to run the ball against the Texans, who played a heroic run defense. I think the 49ers have a good matchup. I think the defense has a better shot against this offense. So I feel overall very, very good about what this 49ers team is going to be able to do. Let me know in the comments, as always, what you guys think. Appreciate you guys, and hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your Thursday night.